Well, Nabila Ramdani is a journalist who is in Algeria covering the election, and she joins us from the capital city now. Thank you for joining us. What do you make of this result? 80% voting for the president with a turnout of just over 50%.
Well, I think the first thing to say really is that the election result looks rather unlikely. 6 candidates were standing, all with some level of support, and yet we have President Abdelaziz Bouteflika being re-elected for a fourth term on more than 81% of the vote. So I think that anybody who believes in democratic elections will look at these results with a degree of skepticism. And in fact, people are known to have boycotted the vote. Yesterday, opposition groups and indeed opponents to Abdelaziz Bouteflika called for a boycott of the elections, and accusations of vote rigging have been made, not least by Bouteflika's main rival, Ali Ben Flis, but the Interior Minister who announced the results yesterday he rebutted those accusations.
Well, this is his fourth term, and I understand he's changed the constitution so he can continue running. But is he actually well enough to govern?
Well, I saw him cast his ballot yesterday at the polling station. He was in a wheelchair, having suffered a stroke last year. He hasn't been seen much during the campaigning. In fact, 6 people, including his former Prime Minister, Abdelmalek Sellal, were representing him in meetings and were campaigning for him. He hasn't said much, and he has even been nicknamed the invisible candidate by some. But having spent a week or so in Algiers and covering the elections, I can say that Bouteflika does indeed enjoy some support, which is actually very high, and there are very good reasons for this. He mainly results to the security issue in a country which has gone through some, turbulence over the last 50 years, not least of all through the War of Independence, where 1.5 million of Algerians have been killed, and indeed a civil war in the 1990s, which claimed 250,000 lives. So Bouteflika has been credited by ending this horrendous civil war and bringing about national reconciliation. And people who supported a stability candidate got one in Bouteflika.
Nabila Ramdani.